So I love Star Wars. It was something that I grew up on and something I continue to enjoy into my adulthood. The books are fantastic, most of the movies are really wonderful, and by and large it's just a fun fandom to be a part of. But, like anything, it has its faults. And no, I'm not going to be talking about Jar Jar Binks in this video. Today, I'm going to be talking about female representation. Generally speaking, there are two camps in the science fiction world. The Trekkies and the Warsies. The Warites, the Warvians, the people who love Star Wars. Now, I kind of fit somewhere in the middle between the two camps. I appreciate both for what they do and bring to the science fiction world. However, the one area that I feel both are lacking in is female representation. And unfortunately, Star Wars has a lot of ground to cover to catch up to Star Trek. Now, I'm not going to get into the sexualization of female characters in the Star Wars universe. That is a very big topic, something I might get into a later date. But today, I'm just going to be literally talking about female representation. Now, a while ago, I purchased a Ladies of Star Wars playing card set, and I just cracked into it the other day. What I found was pretty startling. This set came out prior to The Force Awakens, but after the prequel trilogy. So it had 6 films to draw from to fill out the female character roster. Not only were there duplicate characters, in fact, out of the 55 cards in the set, there was only 30 females represented. 30. That's not a lot at all. That's an average of 5 per film. And some of the ones here are so androgynous that you can't even tell the sex. Or they have such a blink and you miss them role that I actually had to do some research to figure out who that character was in the film. And like I said, I grew up on this stuff, so I shouldn't have to identify a character because of Google. The other thing that bothered me about this set was the roles that they had in the series. There was 6 Jedi Knights, 5 Queens, 2 Bounty Hunters, and a Rebel Leader. But the rest were slave girls. 6, thanks to good old Jabba. 7 if you count Slave Leia. Librarians and handmaidens and waitresses. They were just window dressing. No wonder I had to Google them. And what is worse is if you forget about the prequel trilogy, which most Star Wars fans readily do, the number of females drastically shrinks to 3. Princess Leia, Mon Mothma, and Aunt Beru. That's one a movie. Even when you throw The Force Awakens into the mix, you still have this huge gender gap. I am so glad to see that we have a strong female character in Rey in this new series, and I really hope that that trend continues onwards with the new movies. But I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Rogue One, which comes out later this year, only has 1 female listed in the cast as of this filming. I really hope that if Felicity Jones is the only female in this new film, that she's at least more Rey than Princess Leia. I don't want to see another damsel in distress. I want to see someone who holds her own and doesn't need saving. I want Star Trek's Captain Janeway, not another Orion slave girl. We have had far too many of those in this franchise already. Now I know that I cannot base my entire argument just on these playing cards alone, but it is a pretty compelling piece of evidence. I mean, this is a set of officially licensed Star Wars merchandise that someone somewhere at Star Wars headquarters said, yep, that's ready for distribution into the public. They didn't ask, where's Waddle, who was a member of the Jedi High Council, or why can't we find 55 females to fill out this card set? Really begs the question, why produce this product in the first place if all you are going to do is highlight your female misrepresentation? Now, the one reason why I do read a lot of the Star Wars books, besides the fact that they are just fun, is because there are some very strong females peppered into that Star Wars universe. In fact, Del Rey Books is publishing a new title, Bloodlines by Claudia Gray, which takes a look at the life of Leia Organa. I haven't read it yet, of course, but it does show a bit of hope. And if you get a chance, do check out the new Marvel Star Wars comics, especially the Princess Leia ones. There are a lot of really great females in that series. So what can we do about this? Do we have a say? I hope so, because this is something that has to change. As filmgoers, we have to be more proactive and urge filmmakers to fix these sort of problems. Because if Captain Kirk hadn't kissed Lieutenant Uhura in that episode of Star Trek in the 60s, those conversations about racial equality may not have happened as quickly as they did. Female representation is something that needs to be looked at, and I hope that Star Wars can lead the way in this movement. Because somebody has to, and it's time that somebody actually did something about it.